okay? If you could say all of this about what's going on with Kenya, why is it so hard for you to say what the fuck you heard and not incriminate nobody? Hey, bitch, it's jamithatsme here. Welcome back to my channel. Now let's get into the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The ladies are all on the bus. Mind you, Drew went ahead and got a head start over to the restaurant because she's about to meet the surprise guest for everybody. So while all of the ladies are on the bus, Portia says that she's feeling worn out, or at least she was feeling worn out. And then she tells Marlo, girl, I thought that I was feeling worn out because of our conversation, honey, the whole time. It was really because of the dancing. Marlo says, girl, that's because whatever we had going on, our conversation, it really wasn't that deep. Cynthia said, F all this dancing that y'all talking about, honey. Let's get into the issues that y'all had going on. What was the whole conversation about? And Portia said, well, girl, the conversation was really just a misunderstanding. You know, we just had to hash out a few things. Like, that's really it. It really ain't your whole business. Like, we're really not ready to give you all of that. But just know, you know, we were trying to iron out a few situations, girl. The ladies finally arrive at the restaurant, and who do they see? They see Big Frida. Yes, so they all get to meet Big Frida. They were super excited. Big Frida said, listen, honey, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to make some pussy popping potatoes. Period. Yes, that's what I said, pussy popping potatoes. So I want y'all to go and get everything together. We're gonna make this cute little meal. I need everybody to play a role in the kitchen. Whatever you finna cut up or chop up, let's go ahead and get it in order so we can cook and we can enjoy this good meal. Now, as they were cooking, Frida said, listen, I want y'all to go ahead and bust a little twerk out for me real quick. Now, what we did see with Miss Kenya up there twerking, I said, I see you, Kenya. I guess you couldn't do it for Drew, but you will do it for Frida. We see you. We see each other. We get it. So as the ladies are in there plating their food, putting their food down and stuff, you have Marlo, Kenya, and Candy in the back. Candy wants to know more about the conversation, digging deep. And it's so funny to me because Candy gets on my motherfucking nerves, okay? She loves wanting to find out more tea and more information about what's going on with people, but then don't want people to be sitting up there discussing stuff. Okay. Marlo goes on to tell Candy that it really was about our friendship. I really been feeling away because I've been feeling like Portia and Shamia been acting a bit funny towards me. So we really both had to have a sit down and have a conversation about our friendship. But in the midst of having the conversation about the friendship, she told me that she thinks that I need to take smaller steps and maybe even some breaks, you know, when it comes to friendship. And then Kenya said, friendships with who? She said, friendships with you. And Kenya said, girl, what the does that have to do with her? I'm a little confused. What that ain't got shit to do with her. She over here worried about this. She need to be worried about something else. Okay? Because I'm not worried about her. Hear what I said. Marlo says, well, I hear everything that you're saying, honey, but I decided to go ahead and just ask her about the Bolo situation since you mentioned it. You know, I asked her, like, girl, is the Bolo situation true? You know, is there any truth to what Kenya is saying? Portia told me no, so I'm going to tell you right now, like Portia told me, Kenya, it's not true. That's what she said. It is what it is. Kenya says, and that's a lie, and you're another one. Period. Now, Marlo goes on to ask Candy, like, girl, since Kenya saying what she's saying, Portia saying what she's saying, I don't know who's really telling the truth. What you think? Because you clearly was there too. So, girl, you tell me what you know. Candy said, listen, girl, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't feel that I need to be speaking on this situation. I ain't it. My name Bennett and I ain't in it. I just find that so hilarious to me, right? Because, Candy, you can run to page 6 and do whatever you do and bring up the whole fiesta and the happenings at the whole bachelorette party or whatever that was written and put out into the blogs. You could bring that back to the girls, but can't nobody else bring the conversation back up to the girls. But you could do that, though. Oh, okay, girl. You love trying to be on the back end with your shit, but you don't want to be on the front end. And just be honest. Just tell what you heard. It is what it is, and let's move on. You got everybody coming to your YouTube channel to do some speak on it. You let everybody speak on it while you making you a cute little coin off of them, but you won't even just speak on it when it comes to the TV show. I'm confused. But everybody can come to your thing and speak on it, even though you feel like you want them to just let it go. It's not that serious, but you keep bringing people to your channel so that they can speak on it. But again, you won't speak on it on the show. But okay, girl. Kenya says, honey, well, I'm finna tell y'all like this, and I don't really give about nothing that y'all saying, honey. Y'all not finna sit up here and make me out to be a villain as though I'm lying and I'm coming up with some on my ass, okay? Now, for the other people that have heard it, if they want to act like that, that ain't got nothing to do with me, that's on them. But y'all not finna sit up here and try and play me and make it seem like I'm the villain when I'm just calling a spade a motherfucking spade. Now, whether the person involved with the spade don't want to call the spade themselves, that's on them. But I'm just telling y'all what I heard and what I saw. What else is going on? Now, Marlo doesn't like the fact that Portia is lying because to other people, right, it really does look like Marlo may be siding with Kenya, but y'all gotta understand, it's not just her siding with Kenya. It's the fact that Marlo too said that she heard these things that were going on at that house. So Marlo heard it too, but what I do feel a way about is that she's trying to put it off on Kenya as though Kenya's the only one talking about it. Kenya's the only one that's mentioning it. Kenya's the only one that witnessed it. No, ma'am, you did too. you too heard these same noises that came out of your mouth. So why you trying to keep putting shit off on Kenya instead of standing in your own shit with your friends and being like, well, Portia, I heard some shit going on in that room too, girl. Like, I heard a lot of stuff that was going on, and it definitely sounded like what people were saying. Like, it definitely sounded like y'all was having sex. So if Kenya saying that it was you, it kind of makes me wonder, friend, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of makes me be like, was it you? You know, I'm just telling you what my thoughts are. I'm not accusing you of anything, but I'm just letting you know what it looks like to me, because I too heard these noises, and I'm not making shit up. I'm just telling you, okay? And while it's on my mind, let me just go and jump to that. At the dinner that they had, once they fast forward and had the dinner and stuff, if y'all paid attention to Portia kept looking over to Kandi with a grin on her face, because Portia knows that Kandi did indeed hear everything that was going on. And she also appreciates the fact that Kandi is showing a level of loyalty by saying, why does it matter? Why do you all care that this happened? But moral of the story, what I'm bringing attention to, because we'll get to that point, is the fact that Portia knows what she did, and that's okay. You know, a lot of people like to say that's your business. Okay, cool. Yes, that's her business. But Portia, like I said, she knows what she did. She was grinning the whole time, and she was looking over at Kandi, and Kandi also knows what happened. So it was what it was. So all of the ladies are sitting down, getting ready to eat their dinner. Marlo thought this would be a great opportunity for her to ask Big Frida a question about friendship. She's like, Frida, I got a question. Okay, and it's really going to be on some friendship SHI. So she goes on to tell her pretty much about her situation dealing with the two friends, Kenya and Portia, and how she was friends with one of them, and then the other one she wasn't too much friends with for years, and then now that they've reconnected, she's really enjoying the friendship for what it is. Now, this newfound friendship has come and gave her information about the friend she's had for some time, which is Portia, and she's not sure what to believe, because when she takes the information back to the old friend, Portia is denying the claims that the new friend is giving her, so she don't really know what to do, and she's asking Big Frida what would she do, because she's like, she don't want to be in the middle. Big Frida said, honey, let me tell you something. I am not a person that likes to deal with confrontation. That really ain't me. So I would try my best to just stay out of this situation, because this ain't got nothing to do with me. Here goes Shamia. Exactly. Shamia, shut the fuck. Shut up. Shut the okay? I need you to be on the show a little bit longer. Keep Shamia on the show while Portia's on the show, because I need you to see how Portia has not been a friend to your motherfucking ass. Now, mind you, she's shown you, okay, that y'all friendship has been hella shaky over the years, but you still over there just hanging on. So I want you to hold on to being on this show a little longer, get you a little bit more film time, and we gonna see just how you really feeling about your good friend Portia, because she don't be always having your motherfucking back, but you always feel the need to speak up for her. She's standing right there. Portia know how to defend her motherfucking self. Why you can't be like Cynthia, who ain't have shit to say, Drew, who ain't have shit to say, and Toya, for the first time, Toya ain't have shit to say. Everybody up there observing. Why you can't be an observer too and just sit there and shut the hell up? Girl. So in that case, while people feeling like Marlo did pull herself into the middle of it, well, shit, I feel like Shamil, you pulling yourself into the middle of it too. You pulling yourself into the middle of it too, ma'am. Okay, just sit there, eat your motherfucking food, girl. Eat your food. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I'm not hearing Portia speaking up for you. Where is it? Hello, is there Portia? I don't hear her speaking up for you. Again, Marlo says that she wants to stay out of it. She really doesn't want to lose either friend. And then Frida says, well, with the friend that you haven't been friends with for some time, do you feel that they are being genuine? Do you feel like the information they're bringing to you is actual honest information? Marlo says, well, the funny thing is, when this information came to me, it came to me at the time where this person was turning on me or something. I was so confused on what Marlo was saying, but I think that's what she meant. She was trying to say that when she received information from the new friend, it was at a time when the other friend was beginning to be a little shady with her, which didn't make any sense, because to be honest, Portia did not start being shady with you until after she saw that you and Kenya had started connecting. So here's the thing for me, like I said before, Marlo, stop putting this shit on Kenya and just be honest about what it is that you heard, because now you're making it seem like Kenya's the person going around saying X, Y, and Z. Although she is, you're not allowing yourself to be criminalized as well because of the shit that you heard, and you're not being honest about the shit that you heard. So that's all you have to do, is be honest with Portia. You got Portia mad thinking that it's Kenya doing everything, and that's the reason why you keep asking her the questions, but Kenya's not the reason you keep asking these questions. You're asking these questions for your motherfucking self, because that's what it is that you heard. And that's why you know Portia is lying, and that's why you won't accept anything that she's saying, because you too heard it. But okay, girl. So like I said, you know, so Portia hops in and she's like, wait a minute, BIT, are you talking about me and this friendship or whatever? And Marlo said, well, girl, it's 7 other women here, honey. I wasn't even gonna mention your name, but since you're talking about it, I guess we can go ahead and explain it. So she tries to explain the situation to Frida. And then Kenya said, girl, if you're gonna talk about the situation, honey, you need to tell the whole truth. Don't tell half the truth. And Kenya goes on to say, like, girl, if you feel as though it didn't happen and that's what your friend is telling you, why are you even bringing this conversation up to Big Frida? Why are you involving Frida in what is going on? Are you serious? So then Marlo goes on a tangent and says something like, both of y'all have said stuff about each other when I wasn't around, and this, that, and the other. Marlo was just tripping over her words, okay? I guess she meant to say when she wasn't in the room, when those two ladies were together, they would come back and tell her stuff about the other one or whatever it was. Moral of the story, they would talk about each other to Marlo, okay? And then she tried to call them fake or whatever, and then she decides to get up and leave and head out because she didn't want to be a part of the conversation anymore. But you involved yourself in the middle of a conversation. You involved yourself in the middle of a situation that has nothing to do with you. So you and Shamia should have got together and ate y'all motherfucking food, especially you, Marlo, if you feel as though you're not going to admit to the fact that you too heard these same noises. Shamia goes on to tell Marlo as she's leaving, I don't understand how you so emotional about a situation that ain't got nothing to do with you. And BITCH, I don't understand why you're so vocal about a situation that ain't got nothing to do with you either. So what's tea? What we really talking about? So as Marlo storms out, Drew and Toya go outside to have a conversation with her, as well as Kenya. See, Drew is talking to her and let her know, like, listen, Portia is hurt. She is affected by whatever is going on between the two of you and you all's friendship. And then Marlo's like, well, girl, you don't think that I'm hurt? You don't think that I feel a way about this stuff? Let me tell you something. It's all good because I can't deal with no motherfucking liars. I don't want no liars in my circle. Drew says, listen, based on the history between you guys, I think you two should talk. Marlo says, no, honey, I'm done. I don't want to talk. I'm going to leave that situation on y'all. And then Drew's like, well, honey, wait a minute, because this is not my situation for me to handle. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just out here trying to mend fences and help y'all too, but this ain't my situation that you're trying to pawn off on me. No, ma'am. And Marlo is just like, girl, you can do whatever it is with you that you will, but I'm not going to be a part of that. Like, I'm done. Drew goes on to say that she believes that Marlo wants to be friends with Kenya so bad that she's willing to just side with Kenya. I understand why Drew would say that, because Drew clearly does not have the overall context of the fact that Marlo heard this same SHI. She heard the same noises. So that's the reason that she may be siding with Kenya. She's not necessarily siding with Kenya. She's going off of her own mindset of what she heard, and she just wants Portia to admit that it was her. So that's what that is. It's not that she's siding with Kenya. It's the fact that none of y'all know that Marlo too heard this shit, and she's not admitted to it. Portia goes on to say that she feels as though Marlo used this as another motive to kind of like bring herself in between the middle of what Portia and Kenya got going on. And I don't really think that's true, in my opinion. I think, like I said, and I've been saying throughout this entire review, Marlo heard the noises. She knows Portia a liar. Portia has a history of lying, and she wants her to be truthful with her. If you're saying we're friends like we are friends, and I know you like I know you, Tim, I just want you to keep it a buck with me and be honest with me. Now, once all the conversation was over with the ladies outside and Marlo decided to go ahead and dip out, Kenya comes back inside. The ladies are asking what's going on. Kenya's trying to explain the situation about Marlo and how Marlo has felt as though, you know, Portia is bringing this situation up to her and it's affecting their friendship and all this other stuff. And Portia immediately says, don't say my name, don't say my name, don't say my name. And I'm just like, but it's not like she's talking bad about you. She's merely explaining the conversation with someone else and the things someone else has to say about you. So because you take it to that level and being childish to that level, everything about that confirms that you indeed did what it is that you did, and you don't want nobody else to know about it. And I understand if you don't, you know what I'm saying? I get that. But I also agree with Kenya when Kenya said something like, girl, if it was me, y'all would have been talking about this till the cows went home. Especially with the fact that I have this man, this marriage situation or whatever going on, y'all definitely would have continued to bring it up. Like, think about the fact that when they was at the house and you tried to make this big old fiasco about her bringing her child, knowing the whole time you would have never brought your child. That was your way of getting the ladies to go against Miss Kenya, and now your plans have been ruined and you can't do that anymore because now Marlo is now befriending Miss Kenya. You can't do that no more. So yeah, I do believe if the shoe was on the other foot, they would have dragged that situation out, Portia would have brought it up again about Miss Kenya for sure. At least that would have always been her comeback. Now, Kenya asked her again about Bolo. Now, at this point, I don't think Kenya is mentioning Bolo or asking her about Bolo, bringing him up because she really wants to know. Some part of me think that Kenya does not give a damn. But I do believe that she asked her that because she knows it irritates the fuck out of Portia. That's why she keeps bringing it up. And Portia goes on in her confessional and says, oh, well, I mean, I was like giving it to Kenya, but I was so calm and she was so used to me acting in a different manner. And this time I did not. So it was nothing that she could really do. And I'm like, you call that acting in a calm manner, girl? You were highly upset. You were very much so pressed, so much so that you decided to go ahead and catch a flight out the very next day. So what are you talking about? Kenya definitely got under your skin. Mind y'all, and for everybody that keeps saying any comments I've been seeing, Kenya keep talking about it, Kenya keep bringing it up. Y'all can't put that on Miss Kenya now. Y'all need to put that shit on Marlo. Put it on Marlo, because Marlo brought it up to the table. Kenya ain't say nothing about it. Kenya was moving on about her business, about her life. She moving forward, ain't been saying that. Now y'all could try and mention, well, she's brought it up every episode. We're not talking about every episode, baby. We talking about this one. So what you got for this one? Okay, so after Marlo brought up the situation with Portia and their friendship, understanding that their friendship is damaged not only because she's back friends with Kenya, but because of the accusations that Kenya is saying about her messing with old boy. So Portia brought all that into the mix. Which is also a part of why the friendship is broken down the way that it is. So now when Marlo speaks on it, she can't just speak on the friendship right now. She got to speak on the reasons why. So don't be trying to put that on Kenya like Kenya brought this up. No, that was all on y'all girl Marlo. So y'all need to go find Marlo and y'all need to hop in her comments. Now I will say, next thing you know, we saw Miss Portia call Kenya a bitch. And I said, B-I-T? No, she did. Did she just call this lady? That lady ain't even come at you like that. You just told this lady not to say your name. So instead of her calling you a B-I-T, which she probably should have, since you said don't say your name, she could have said, well, I'll call you a whore, which is what you are, Portia. Since you don't want me to call you by your name, Portia, I'll call you a Portia. You know what I'm saying? She could have did it, but she didn't even do that. She was like, I can say your name, Portia. You know what I'm saying? But instead, you resulted down to calling her a B-I-T. But you know, it's so funny when people do shit and they be wrong for what it is that they do. They love trying to get loud as if the loudness is supposed to drown out the truth. No, ma'am, it's not. It's not. Facts are facts, and it's okay. Candy goes on to ask, why do we keep bringing up the whole Bolo situation? Why is that? Like, why does that matter or whatever? What difference does it make? Cynthia said, it don't make no difference to mine, honey. It ain't gonna do nothing for my life. And then Kenya goes on to agree and say the same thing. Like, yeah, it doesn't make a difference for me. Here goes Shamia. Then why do we keep talking about it? B-I-T-C-H. You need to go and ask that question to motherfucking Marlo. And I wish that's what Kenya would have told her. Bitch, don't ask me that. We talking about it because Marlo brought that shit up. Okay, so don't be trying to make it seem like I keep bringing it up and I'm the person that brought it up. I haven't said shit about the thing. You need to go talking to y'all good friend Marlo, because she's the one that addressed it. And Ashley, I could give you one better. You need to talk to the right beside you, okay? Because she's the one that's created another. Had she not done it, we wouldn't have anything to talk about, okay? And then she brought that same situation over to Marlo because it's affecting her friendship, okay, with Marlo. So you need to start with Portia, and then you could go over there to your girlfriend Marlo is what you can do. But you're not gonna come at me as though it's all me. Next thing you know, we see Marlo and Candy have a sit down. They're talking about the friendship between Marlo and Portia. Marlo says, here's the thing with me, I just want her to keep it honest. I just want her to tell me the truth. Candy said, well, she gave you an answer and it's not the answer that you want. She was like, yeah, because I want to hear the truth. But you was right there, so why don't you tell me? Like, I mean, even in addition to that, you know that Portia is a person that tells lies. So you're gonna sit up here and say that Portia has never told lies? And Candy says, in our past, you know, based on my experience with Portia in the past, she has been known to tell lies. Like, Candy be killing me with how she's trying to dress things up and how she's trying to kind of stay out of the mess when she still put herself in the mess. You know what I'm saying? You could sit up there and have a whole conversation about what's going on in Kenya's life regarding her husband, her divorce, and all this other stuff amongst Don Juan and your husband and Toya, not knowing that she already told Toya. You didn't know she told Toya everything. You could sit up there and have a full-blown conversation about Kenya's life, but when it comes down to some antics that went down with Portia, you cannot go ahead and admit that of what happened. Let's be honest. I don't give a damn about Kandi and Bolo having a business relationship. That means nothing to me, okay? Because strippers, F-U-C-K, that is what they do at times. I'm sure they've had some parties or whatever. They probably was feeling somebody. Not that they even got paid to fuck. It was just that that's what they wanted to do in the moment, because they're grown people that can make grown-ass decisions when they want to. So I really don't care nothing about nobody saying, Kandi don't want to speak on it because of the business relationship they got. Nobody gives a fuck. You could say something definitely happened in the room. I heard some stuff. I'm not saying who did what or anything like that. Just know that that's just what it is. I'm just speaking my truth on that, but everything else is out of my hands. Just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just say that, and then let's move on. But when you try and dance around shit, but then you're alleging, you're dropping little T's here and you're doing little things there, you might as well come out and say it. You might as well, you could put a little, give some people some information, they put it out in the blogs and stuff like that, girl. Just come out and say it. If you could say all of this about what's going on with Kenya, why is it so hard for you to say what the fuck you heard and not incriminate nobody? I'm so confused, girl, but y'all could eat that shit up that she be talking about all y'all want to, but miss me with it. Okay. Next thing you know, we see Drew have a sit down with Cynthia. Drew tells Cynthia, honey, let me tell you something. Portia is gone. Portia went ahead and dipped out. She caught the first flight smoking and got the hell out of Dodge. Next thing you know, we see Kenya and Toya talking. Toya's like, girl, listen, do you know that Portia is gone? Portia is gone, and she left her friend Shamia here. They laughing and cackling and up. Like Shamia, why didn't you leave with your friend Portia? You be riding her back so much. You be giddy up and on her motherfucking ass so much that you should have been right there with her and Coach, flying right on out. Why weren't you? Why weren't you? You had her back so much. Why were you not on her back? Okay, just to get on the flight. Why were you not? Why did you hang around? Toya goes on to let Kenya know that Kandi has left, and Kenya is feeling a way about that because, you know, Kandi is her friend. She's like, girl, I don't know how you couldn't tell me that you was leaving. Why you ain't tell the group? Why you ain't say nothing? Now, Kandi said she had to get out of Dodge because of this storm coming, and she cannot miss her 6 a.m. call time to be on set. And I don't blame Kandi. Like, all y'all should have been paying attention. Now, Kenya feels like she's done a better job with the girls' trip than Drew did, and I'm like, no, you still didn't. Despite the weather, you did not do a better job than her. Okay, these ladies had locations. They didn't stay at the lake house majority of the time. Like, y'all went out and y'all did different things. Drew had activities for y'all, and she had food on food on food, and she had surprises. So whatever you thought you did, you didn't. So that's okay, girl. We're gonna go ahead and give Drew her points, okay? Nobody's in control of the weather like that. Next thing, we see Kenya, Cynthia, and Marlo all having to sit down in Cynthia's room. The ladies wanted to know, why would Marlo bring up South Carolina when they're having a conversation about something else about the friendship? And Marlo said that's because the South Carolina situation is tied to the friendship breakdown. So I can't speak on just the friendship and not speak on South Carolina either. And all of the ladies have agreed that they are done with the situation. They are ready to move on. They do not care, honey. Like, let it go. Now, Kenya and Cynthia headed to Drew's room so they can get the food, right? Well, child, before they could even get there, all the lights went out. You saw Drew in the room with Shamia. Next thing you know, the lights went completely out. And I said, good thing for Cynthia and for Kenya to have not hopped on that motherfucking elevator as they were waiting. Because let me tell you something, they would have been stuck on that mug, and ain't no telling how long they would have been stuck. So good thing they did not hop on that elevator, okay, right before them lights went out. That would have been tragic. Do you hear what I say? So the storm actually ended the girls' trip. So all of the ladies headed back to Atlanta. Now we could see that Portia came over to see Cynthia because they are working on some promo to help black businesses kind of bring in revenue by doing a pop-up shop. While there, you know, Cynthia wanted to know like why Portia just got up and left so abruptly, and Portia just felt like she was over it. She was done. You know, Cynthia's like, can you and Marlo end up being friends again? Do you think you guys can work some stuff out? And then Portia's like, no, you know, Marlo's not my type of BIT or anything like that. I seen her for her works. And it's like, Portia, we've seen you too, girl. We've seen you too. Everybody in that friend group has their own vices, have their own issues, have their own things where you all have all navigated in a similar fashion. So I don't know why you so pressed about this Bolo situation when I feel like there were worse situations. Like, Kandi was able to befriend you yet again and protect you at this very moment when you did not protect her as a friend when the allegations came out about her wanting to pull you down to the dungeon or whatever that was, right? So Kandi has been out here trying to protect you and everything. So for you to be like, nah, I can never be friends with Marlo, she ain't my type of BIT or whatever, like Kandi was able to even forgive you with the bullshit that you put out there and still continue to try and protect you to this day. So yeah, you can be friends with Marlo, because see, this right here situation you brought on yourself. These weren't accusations, for real, for real. This is some shit you brought on yourself. This is all on you. So it is what it is, y'all. Next thing you know, we saw the Blaze. You know, Candy's doing this Blaze soft tasting. It looks really nice in the restaurant. I'm sure the food is good too. We got the opportunity to see Mama Joyce as well as her sisters, the aunties, the OLGs, honey. We have not seen them in some time, so it was good to kind of catch a glimpse of them. All of the ladies showed up. When Kenya and Marlo walked in back to back, you could tell Portia was not featuring this. She was like, oh, I was hoping they got an accident or something. I was really hoping they was not going to show up, but they did. So I guess next week's episode is going to be yet another interesting episode. But that's all I got for Real Housewives of ATL. You guys leave your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.